bright sunny day here in Virginia in the United States. I'm at ARA headquarters, and I'm happy to be with you today. So what is auto recycling? Well, auto recycling in the United States, it's a very vital and important industry. In the United States, automotive recyclers are really more engaged in reuse, and we think that we want to reuse then recycle our components. So components are the main thing that we want to recycle and use. Let's see here. So ARA, for over 78 years, the Automotive Recyclers Association has represented the professional automotive recyclers. We're a very important part of the automotive supply chain. Our mission here at ARA is to advance the automotive recycling industry and to promote all of the good things that we do for our country, for our world, for our communities. And our members are dedicated to the efficient removal and reutilization of ROE, recycled original equipment. We are genuine original equipment auto parts, and that's what we sell. That's our market, and that's how we provide services to our communities, which is now a much more global market. So when we talk about the end of road life, so we are really working with vehicles at the end of their road life, and we prepare those vehicles when we're done with them for the end of their life. So in the US and in North America, we process about 12 million vehicles per year, making it the most recycled item in the US as well as around the globe. The automotive recycling industry is about the 16th largest industry in the United States, representing about $32 billion annually. And we've been around for, again, a long time since vehicles have been around. And we employ about 140,000 people at more than 9,000 locations around the country. Reuse is the purest form of recycling. I think we need to make sure that people understand that and that we make that our benchmark and our mantra as we move our industry forward in whatever country around the globe. The US is very fortunate in that we have a lot of opportunities that many countries don't have, that I've traveled around the globe and seen some of the conditions in which recyclers have to operate with little or no technological advances. So I think technology is going to be an important role. But we want to make sure that we are talking about that we are the purest form of recycling. We need to tell everybody we conserve natural resources. We prevent pollution, and we are saving energy. We're also having a huge impact on climate change. And what a lot of people don't understand is that when end-of-life vehicle recycling is done correctly, we actually are negative carbon. So we're good for the environment, we're good for our planet, and oh, by the way, we create a lot of jobs. So auto recycling is going to have to continue to evolve. We're seeing very big changes in the automobiles today. So we've been around for a long time, and as those automobiles changed, every step of the way, our industry has changed and sidestepped right with them all the way. Where we have always seen the internal combustion engines and the transmissions, those are in our country and in North America, our industry's top two profit sources. We're going to be seeing some changes though as things come along with the electric vehicles, and so there's going to be a huge shift into a new market for the auto recycling industry with all the advanced technology in the electric and self-driving vehicles. So again, motor vehicles are the most recycled consumer product in the world today, and we as an industry need to adopt quality standards that are consistent with our customers' expectations. I've heard some of that today on some of the presentations that some of you have given before, but at the end of the day, we've got to start looking at quality as being the one thing that we need to really work very hard on. Auto parts have a huge value. And again, quality has got to be a huge factor in each and every one of the businesses that operate in that environment. And then again, we need to be concerned about the environment and promote that auto parts help to preserve natural resources. And again, simplicity. It's easy when you are out there repairing your car to think about the fact that taking a part off of another vehicle, it's the same thing that was on that car when it was driving down the road. So it's very simple. Another thing that a lot of people don't understand is that automotive recyclers are the primary source of parts to the automotive rebuilding and manufacturing industry. If we're doing our businesses right, besides supplying parts to be reused, once those parts come back to us and cannot be reused again, we put them back into another market and another part of the circular economy so that they can be remanufactured to be reused again. So, are we part of the circular economy? I think we're right at the top of the food chain personally. As an automotive dismantler, our entire materials extraction, all the way to the end of life of that vehicle in our facilities, we are always looking for new opportunities to get more parts out into the market, but also to help reduce environmental impacts and conserve resources and reduce costs. So as you can see by this display here, the automotive dismantler can send parts in many different directions, and with the efficient use and trained personnel, it makes that job much easier. So what is the thing that has had the most impact on our industry? I would have to tell you, if we had not even had 2020, the answer would still be technology. We had to focus more and more in 2020 to adopt practices that enabled our customers to still reach out to us and for us to reach them. So we've had many in the US, many large consolidations. We have a lot of independent recyclers that are joining together and combining their inventories so that they can provide better fill rates to the customers. And we're also expanding the technology to allow customer actually live access to our inventory. And this integration is definitely helping shops and other customers improve cycle times and fulfill their orders that they need to fulfill. Our software providers, we don't be lost without them. Their focus is to focus on how to utilize the innovations and technology to make sure that some of these things are seamless and that we can continue to move and grow as an industry. And they'll continue to develop new products and services as they did. I assure you, in 2020, every software provider out there was definitely looking for better ways to keep people connected. Just imagine where we would be today without technology in our lives in 2020 and how connected we all are today. And the intelligent part procurement tools will also enhance availability of all parts and to be able to get other parts out into the marketplace. So the opportunities that we are seeing from all these things is that we've had a development of increased applications for sourcing and procuring recycled parts, as well as our vehicles that we bring into our businesses on a daily basis. So we've had multiple applications that have allowed us to additionally monitor, but again, we have to have more people to do that and more trained people to do that. I think one of the most important things and a great opportunity for recyclers around the globe is that we need to have an industry standardization and the use of damage codes and part descriptions so that we're all speaking the same language. And when we're talking to our customers, they know exactly what they're getting. So the e-commerce applications that are tied to some of the estimate applications in our customers' body shops and mechanical repair facilities has allowed recyclers to obtain more accurate data and demand data That's very important to our recyclers in the United States and in North America because our computer systems really drive our businesses today. They tell us which vehicles to even look at and procure and bring into our facilities because they're the most profitable. So it's very, very important to us to have data that's coming to us from multiple sources. And again, I think really what's very important is that recycling associations such as ARA, ARA, and those around the globe need to continue to work together to create needed training programs and certification processes. And I think joint efforts in this regard will lead to enhanced standards, improved processes, and superior customer service. Again, it's all about networking. That's why we're all here today. We're here today to network. I think that recyclers that are involved in industry associations, that are involved in committees, trade shows, and other areas to better relate to the collision industry and our customers. We have to be more proactive. We have to find better ways to communicate with our customers and speak the same language that they are. And that comes from networking and being part of your associations, because we as an association try to stay on top of that for you so that you're not having to do so much work in your facilities and you can continue running your facilities and stay profitable. We help educate customers. We help educate our communities. We help educate the regulators and all the government entities out there on just how good our industry is. So through our associations, we can help to share inventory capabilities, have joint quality control initiatives, and help people in their supply chain management to create better working relations within the industry. And again, it's all about making sure that we're providing opportunities for our members to sell more parts and be more profitable. So how do we do this? ARA for many years has known that what we need to do is find ways for auto recyclers to make sure that they're putting the best product back out into the marketplace. And so quality control is very important. So if you are starting a new recycling venture somewhere, make sure that quality control is one of the first things that you're considering, because it will help minimize the returns or the customer unsatisfaction. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. So let's do quality before quantity. That's very important. Make sure your parts are clean and properly packaged and ready to go out to your customer. We have to make sure that our quality control personnel are well trained. They know what that part is. They know that the part is correct and that the quality matches the description in the recycler's inventory. So we have created assembly descriptions to consider and to ensure that the consistency between the customer, the parts specialist, the person pulling the parts, the delivery driver, every one of them is a cog in that system to make sure that we're getting that quality product out the door. So ARA has standard cut sheets. We have a printed diagram of the vehicle so that if we have customers that are wanting body cuts, we can make sure that we get the correct cut line for that. And then again, becoming much more important every day is the vehicle identification number, because it's associated with the part to ensure the accuracy of the part that is selected and sold to the customer. So here's an ARA damage code locator. And if anybody wants this, just let me know and I'll make sure that I send you a good clean copy that you can use. But this helps us talk to one another and know what we're seeing on the screen. And of course, today, the nice thing is we can take pictures too, so that helps even more. But this was a standardized language that we put out into the industry so that when our customers are looking at our parts electronically, they can see where the damage might be. So if we had, say, the door on the driver's side had a small little ding in the center of the door, that would be in area number 5, And it would be, as you can see, the damage types on the bottom. It would be a parking lot ding, so it would be P. And then we would say, how big is that size based on a credit card or a business card? And usually you will see the 5P1, which is a parking lot ding, which, by the way, is probably the most common damage that you're going to see on any vehicle around the globe. Again, where we're really looking at making a substantial change is in the dismantling of these vehicles. It is very important that you always maintain a safe working environment in the dismantling area. Make sure that your crew is correctly outfitted with the correct personal protective equipment, the PPE. It's very important that you make sure that they are utilizing it and wearing it every day. Make sure that they understand the importance of depolluting the vehicle and by removing the refrigerant, the fluids, batteries, mercury switches, etc., and make sure that you have the correct storage in your facility for all of that. The dismantler, besides dismantling the vehicle, will also visually inspect all the ports and make sure that they're noting any evidence of damage that might have been previous there. And of course, testing some of the mechanical parts. We also, because we see many vehicles come into our facilities that may have parts other than the original equipment parts, we have to make sure that our dismantlers know how to identify the recycled original equipment parts versus the aftermarket parts. And again, they're going to confirm the accuracy of the part description. They're going to tag those parts. They're going to mark them with a stock number or a VIN number for easy identification and reference, making sure that when they're stocked in the recycler's inventory, that it's easy to find and identify. And again, many parts right at the time of dismantling are being cored. Particularly, I think everybody in the world knows the catalytic converters are being removed at the time of dismantling and sent straight to recycling. Again, safety, 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 safety. We can never be safe enough in our facilities. We understand the importance of maintaining that safe environment for our employees. So make that a mantra in your facility as well. It's important to the employee. It's important to us. It helps us to maintain and keep the cost of insurance and workers' compensation and everything else down by maintaining a safe work environment. Keeping it clean and safe will also increase productivity. And by the way, if you do it right, it's also going to turn benefits for your customer. And make sure, again, you can't say this enough, make sure that employees wear their personal protective equipment in the production areas. Very, very important, even more than anywhere else in our facilities, in the production areas of our business, so that we don't have any injuries. The other thing, to make sure that you have a successful and profitable business, we have to stand behind our products. Warranties help our industry compete with the new parts market. As a recycler in this industry, having spent over 30 years in this industry, I can tell you that my competitive edge in my market in New Mexico was the fact that I had an extended warranty on my parts, more so than any of the other recyclers that were competing with me in my market. So I can tell you, you do not have to be the lowest price guy in the neighborhood to have a successful business. Customers want to trust you. And I believe if you believe in your components and your parts and the product that you're putting back out into the marketplace, you're going to guarantee that those are going to meet the customer's expectations. That creates that synergy of trust. So many recyclers provide a lifetime corrosion guarantee on all their sheet metal parts. In New Mexico, with a relative humidity of usually less than 10%, we were pretty rust free, so we could do that easily in our market there. Many of us offered warranties of the mechanical part components as well, and even some of the components that were in the doors and everything else that we sold, we warranted everything that we sold. We guaranteed it would meet the expectations. And again, markets will demand this. It will no longer just be an option. It will be something you will have to engage in, and you will have to provide that. And for many of us in the markets, for many years, we even offered a limited lifetime warranty on some of our parts. So what are some of the issues and what are some of the problems that we're having? So a big thing that we're seeing right now is there are big gaps in information and resources. And so we are pretty highly engaged here at ARA, as we have been, as you can imagine, in 2020. We've made it one of our highest priorities to address the gaps in information sources and training. We really have been highly engaged on the EV training, and many of you know Andy Latham. We've worked very, very closely with him, but we know that we're going to have to provide the training and the resource materials in order to address the rapid pace of change in the EV marketplace. We will continue to play a strategic role as an industry in the end-of-life vehicle processing of these electric vehicles. And we want to make sure that the automakers and everybody out there in the automotive repair segment sees us as a strategic partner to assure that electric vehicles, just like their predecessors, the internal combustion engine vehicles, are continued to be processed at the end of their road life by those most qualified to do so. And that's us, the professional automotive recycling industry. So again, I think one of the things that I hear the most from auto recyclers as they travel around the United States and the globe is that there is a shifting paradigm of automotive recycling. We are experiencing, again, rapid shifts on an all-encompassing level, from a business model to data integrity, acquiring our inventory, and the increased customer expectations of us. We have things such as Amazon and eBay that have elevated a customer's expectations of automotive recyclers and every product that's out on the marketplace today. So we have to remember that old ways will not open new doors for us, and that we have to be ready, willing, and able to adapt and shift as the industry shifts. One of the very most important things, and one of the things that ARA, I think, has done well over the years, is training, because we all benefit. Our customers benefit, our employees benefit, the industry benefits when we employ professional individuals that have enhanced knowledge of the recycled parts industry and the repair process. We really have to understand what our customers need and what they can put back out there. So our employees have to be a little bit smarter and a little bit more savvy than they used to be. We've got to have many more computer skills, as well as the ability for our members and our employees to build strong and ethical relationships with our customers. We have to stay current with the ever-evolving industry and make sure that we are offering training in all departments year-round, 24/7. And we have done that because ARA has a university. And please plan on going there today and checking it out. It's arauniversity.org. But we put a university at your fingertips and has training on there for just about anybody in your industry. And again, we just introduced many new programs this year, particularly for the electric vehicles. So we're a complex industry, and our vehicles are getting more complex, and we need to make sure that our training meets those demands. So ARA meets this demand with online training and certification programs that are developed and taught by top industry professionals that will meet the professional automotive recyclers' needs in 2021. So the future is relying on us to make the right decisions now. So we have to make sure that we understand our responsibility as automotive recyclers to save materials from the landfill, make sure we're putting those products back out where they need to go into the circular economy. We need to reduce what goes into landfill by making sure that we're sorting those materials once we're getting to that point. Reduce the use of natural resources. That's what we do best. And again, reduce manufacturing cost. And I think as recycling some of the other components, such as the plastics on vehicles, becomes more refined, it's going to be even better. So we haven't seen each other in person. This is the way that we've communicated over the last year and a half. So we are hoping to see many of you in person at the ARA convention in November in Dallas, Texas. So please save the date, November 10th through the 13th at the Sheraton Hotel in Dallas, Texas, because together we succeed.